And I'm Zia.
This is the Picture This Show, the show where we explore possibilities in wearing your imagination.
Rocky sits here.
Rocky, look at it. We're starting again. This almost seems like a daily occurrence now, where we have cat alert, cat alert. It's a cat alert. And anytime we have a cat make an appearance on screen with us during the show.
Our last cat alert was still going.
I think our last cat alert was still going because Rocky made an appearance throughout our last one. But basically what you could do is use that code up there, cat alert, all one word, as it's a magic code that can be used when you place an order at picturethisclothing.com. So yeah, you can do that. It's good for 48 hours from the timestamp on this video. And I'm trying to move some stuff around here. And so, yeah, let's run back to our, actually, let's go do something good. So holy macaroni, how is everyone doing? How are you doing, Z?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh yeah, we have a funny little, do you want to fix that?
Yeah,
we got funny little
Wait,
things.
that's your side.
Is it it's my side, I'll fix it.
It's
okay.
because of Peepa.
Why don't you talk about something good? I'll fix this funny little corner thing we got going on.
I thought it was just like a patch.
Yeah, it was just a funny patch. So we do our live streams here at home. Those of you who have seen our live streams before, you are familiar with the possibilities of cats coming to or fro. We've had some where little Peepa is bounding up and down in the background. So yeah, we do these at home, and sometimes there are cats. So we don't close the door. We leave the door cracked just enough so that they can join us. We love that. We love it when our kitties join us. So let's see, something good. Okay, so I think last Tuesday, we missed our Sunday live stream because of a family medical emergency. Tuesday, we shared a little bit more information on that. And today, I would like to say that I think our site is back open. We're able to accept orders again. With our family emergency, we closed off stuff so that we could focus on taking care of Ken, who was having trouble with his vision. And a lot of the visual processing of our website orders relies on Ken's eyes. So we had to put that first and foremost. Hey, we have somebody over on Twitch. Hello there. Nice to see you. So I guess the something good is that Ken's eyes they're not 100%, but better than they were when we were at the emergency room twice last week. So that's good news, right? Mm-hmm. The site's back open. That's good news too. I feel healthy. How do you feel?
Healthy.
Healthy but tired?
Healthy, but I've been tired but not tired. And I've been feeling sick for a couple hours sometimes.
Oh, like what kind of sick?
Just like I'm going to throw up.
Oh, I think she needs food. She doesn't eat. And then she's like, I don't feel so good. She doesn't eat. Anyway, so, but you have a beverage this morning. Show us your glass. The glass is amazing. It's Smurfs. I love Smurfs. Rocky. These are the same glasses I had when I was a kid. We bought them at Goodwill or something.
It's surprising that for some reason I thought I didn't think it was hot still.
I love these Smurf glasses. Oh, it is hot. You did a hot beverage in one of these glasses. That's funny. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Why not?
Well, we would love to hear your something good. If you have something good going on in life, feel free to type it in the comments. Share with us. We love to hear your something good. And with that, while we wait to see more awesome comments and hear from you, we're going to move on with what we're going to learn today. So if you're new to our format, almost every Sunday, we frame a challenge and a giveaway, and we usually do the challenge throughout the week. We kind of learn new art styles, we experiment with science or answer questions for customers, and we do some sort of experimental designing on Tuesdays.
It looks delicious.
And we learn something new on Thursday about an artist, and we've been focusing on Black, Indigenous, people of color, innovators, and artists on our Thursday live stream. So with that, let's move on. What were you saying?
It looks and smells delicious, but I can't drink it because it's burned.
Too hot. It's too hot. All right. Well, let's move on over to learn about today's artist is Aaron Douglas. Interestingly, I have a friend named Aaron Douglas, completely different Aaron Douglas. Hey, we have Arlada means hello. Hello over there. We have lots of folks joining us on Twitch today. Hello. Lots for us. We're used to it being pretty quiet over on Twitch. So, all right. So this is a image of Aaron Douglas. Aaron Douglas was he was born in 1918 sorry. I don't know when he was born. He was born in 1890 something. I totally lost the date, but I did write it in the comments, so I'll have to reference back at that. But his artist, the time of basically an artist in the Harlem Renaissance, and I'm going to pull my thoughts together here. And so let's see. He was an artist in the Harlem Renaissance, and that sort of peak era was the year 1918 through 1930, and he continued his entire life with being an artist and doing some really awesome artwork. So
answered camera while you were talking.
So Cabra Walker asks, do you all make outfits for matching mother and son? I do not have a daughter. I wish I had one. You know, Cabra, we do t-shirts, dresses, leggings. We show a lot of dresses because that tends to be one of I guess our biggest, that's where our biggest audience tends to be. But yeah, we do t-shirts and we do beanies, and we also offer like little face covers too, face coverings that are like a neck gaiter. So not the mask that hooks behind your ears, but it goes over like a shirt, like a turtleneck with no shirt attached.
And can you do like the same photo for a dress and a t-shirt?
You can. And so yes, if you want a dress and your son wants a t-shirt, we can do the same image and apply it to both, and it usually turns out pretty nice. So to answer your question, Cabra, that yes, we basically can do that. We can do entire families. so yes, so let's take a look at some of Aaron Douglas's work. And you know, the Harlem Renaissance was a time when I guess like Harlem, all these artists and writers, it really sparked up all this creativity and put Harlem on the map as being like a cultural, creative epicenter, basically. And so looking at some of Aaron Douglas's work, it's so cool. You can see a lot of like Art Deco inspiration. And if you're not familiar with Art Deco, let me kind of run through that. Like some of this architectural inspired shapes and stuff.
It's gone.
It's gone.
The cup's gone.
That's fine. That's fine. But see, some of these I just brought up. I did a Google search for Art Deco so that we could get an idea of what Art Deco is in case you're not familiar with that. And then let's go back to some of Aaron Douglas's other works. Z, would you mind reading this for us so we can learn a little?
Yeah, the first one.
I already read it. I did it.
You did?
Yes, that was a part of my conversation that I was having. We made notes so that we could be so we could, you know, communicate this properly, because we're learning as we go. We like to share what we're learning. And so why don't you read that one for us?
You did that like quickly and I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's just because I read it before. And
I did
try
too.
to practice. It's like, you practiced, you did. So go ahead and share your paragraph with us.
My paragraph.
All right, go for it.
Like,
go ahead.
Okay. This is like the hardest part of this live stream.
This is talking.
Yes.
Making you read out loud. You know what? I have to say, I don't know if any of you have ever had this experience in school. Before I ask her to read this out loud, I hated being called on to read in class. Hated it. And I don't know if anybody, is there anyone out there who loves that? Who in school was like, me, call on me, I want to read out loud.
I've done that a couple times.
Were you that person?
Sometimes.
That's so cute.
Like 3 times in my lifetime. But other times I just collect anxiety the whole time.
Oh, I can relate to that. Kebra says, thank you for answering her question. She'll have to order some stuff for her and her baby boy. I love your work. Thank you. We appreciate that so much, Kebra. All right, Zia.
The thing is, it's like, I don't know if I can
I feel like I can read them fine, and then when I start to read something out loud, I mess up on words, I get clumsy, it's like my tongue gets all...
And my voice doesn't know what to do, and it's like...
You know what? I think it's a totally human thing, though, and it's okay. And thank you for honoring my request.
And
to
it makes
have
me
you
like
lead this.
tear up because I don't know what to do.
Let's try it. Let's power through this. So that like anything in life, when things are challenging, even when they're scary, we want to face the fear. Like I always say, hold hands with fear and walk with it. Like be like, let's go, fear. Like you're telling me I can't do this, that I'm too afraid. Well, let's just do it together because I'm going to do it with you sitting on my shoulder rather than not do it. So let's go ahead. All right.
So we got the paper.
All right, Aaron Douglas.
That's the first step. The first step is have the words.
Have the words.
So I got the words and I got the number 2.
Nice and loud. No extra pressure. All right, go ahead and read for us, and I'm going to change the picture in the background once you do.
Nice and loud. All right. My friend. This is the end.
Go
this
for
is
it.
the end for me.
I bet you will not spontaneously combust or anything.
It's because it's like 10 people on here. So it's
only 10 people. You can do this. Go for it, kiddo. So we can get to designing.
Oh, big stretch. Okay. You don't have to knee me.
Yes, I do. Go.
All right.
Nice and loud. Go ahead.
Whoa. Douglas had a... Can't do it.
No, you have to do it.
I know.
Do things that are hard. We can do hard things.
All right. They're words, and I can pronounce them. So that's
a start.
That's it.
Please go.
Douglas had a unique style that fused his interests in modernism and African art. A student of German-born painter Winold Rice,
Yes.
he incorporated parts of Art Deco along with elements of Egyptian wall paintings in his work. Many of his figures appeared as bold as silhouettes. And I did say that wrong.
No, as bold silhouettes. That's perfect.
In New York, in 1950, Douglas had his first solo art show. Soon after, he started one of his most legendary works, a series of murals entitled, I feel bad saying this, Aspects of Negro Life, that featured 4 panels, each depicting each depicting a different part of the African American experience. Each mural included a captivating mix of Douglas's influences, from jazz music to abstract and geometric art, which I did this perfectly before the live stream.
It's really, I think you did great. And I think it's important to just work through stuff, and now you're done, and whew.
Now we're done, and I can throw this away.
No. Give it back to me. So I think one of the things that's really neat that you touched on is, a lot of his mural art captured his influences, right? So like things that influenced and inspired him, or struggles of the African American people, or, I think there's just a lot of beautiful things. And he was able to tell these amazing stories through his artwork. And another thing that I think, especially if you have younger kids and you're trying to get them to learn about art or how to look at art, I think one of the coolest things is, do you notice these circles in the background? See how there's like a big circle, and then a circle within, and then a circle within.
I would have said a small circle with a bigger circle around it.
Either way, it's concentric circles, right?
Bigger.
So Aaron Douglas was actually fairly known for his use of concentric shapes to bring focus to a certain area. And so interestingly, do you see how this tiniest circle, it draws your eye into that part of the painting, right?
And there's 2.
And then there's one they're both
there's
focused.
Another one, but
these are both focused on like hands, though, interestingly, right? Like a hand.
It's like a candle is in it or something.
It's very interesting. And yeah, I'm not sure if he's holding some documents, probably. So somebody's at the door.
Somebody is at the door.
It's all good.
It's probably an Amazon package.
It probably is, but look at here. Look at this one. So the bold silhouettes that we've got, I mean, there's so much interesting information. There are these interesting shapes and like the wavy lines. And then there is this star shape. Do you see the star right here?
Yeah.
And then it's
star.
It's a concentric use of circles and concentric stars, which kind of like, and every layer, if you explore every layer and what is sort of highlighted in every layer,
There's also a circle.
Yeah, there's a circle and a star. Yep. But like different, you know, the different.
It sounds like Denny's whenever I grab my cup.
Yeah, it does. Like we got the dish was being collected. But yeah, so you have the hands, you have chains back here, and hands reaching up, and like this aspirational hope. There's a lot of hope.
I thought those were flowers.
No.
And I had.
Interesting though, what you can view art as and interpret, right? I think that's the thing with art is there is so much interpretation. But a lot of these are, you know, a lot of silhouettes and stuff. And then again with the shapes, the use of shapes. And see, here we've got that, those circles again, the use of concentric circles. And like this, the tightest one, it's a hand really gripping onto a saxophone, which is pretty cool. And inside there's a statue, or it looks like a orchestral conductor back there. So that's pretty interesting. I love exploring some of these different techniques. And then this one, you know, we talked about Art Deco a little bit, architectural shapes and repetitive structured lines and stuff. And I love the way that he uses shapes to draw your eye in different directions into different, you know, aspects of the painting. And it kind of keeps you, you know, moving around. You know, you start up here and you look up and then you follow that lightning bolt down and then the little arcs, and then it kind of, you keep moving in this interesting circle. So I don't know. So today what I'd like to do with our design time, with our big Rocky in the middle of the table
so
here, I started
you drew Rocky.
I did. I started here. I got you one. I brought you something to I think when Rocky laid on it, it did a weird echo there of art. That's so funny. So what I wanted to explore today, and something that you, if you're doing some art at home, might want to play with, Rocky, I'm sorry I have to do this. I can move the paper slightly from under your head. But we were going to explore with bold silhouettes and concentric shapes. And so with bold silhouettes, I thought I would stick with a cat, and I actually pulled out some colored pencils. I have Prismacolors here, and I wanted to see if we would reach outside the box. Woohoo! Anyway, I thought that was funny. So yeah, not on that side, but I grabbed some colors that I took right out of one of Aaron Douglas's paintings. I picked all these colors that I found in his painting as sort of a palette inspiration. I'll just set these here. And then this paper that I have here was something that Rocky is laying on, but I wanted to, I'll just cut it right from underneath Rocky.
I'm taking your pencils and I'm keeping them.
Okay.
Forever.
For now. I just cut out some tissue paper, and the reason that I wanted to play with tissue paper was because I thought it might be cool to experiment
to play with tissue paper.
The concentric shapes in tissue paper, and then when you layer the tissue paper, you can, you know, it becomes darker when it layers on top of itself. So I was really curious how that might play out. And then
these are my pencils now, Mother.
All right, you go for it. What are you gonna draw today?
The cats.
All right.
So I'm taking every color in the book.
Every color in the book, perfect. All right, so I also brought some glasses of various sizes because I wanted to experiment a little bit with the idea of the concentric circle.
And I'm gonna show off this pencil.
So something I'm gonna do is actually very lightly, your pencil sharpener, I'm gonna draw concentric circles. I want the cat's head to be the focal point. So I'm gonna draw. Oh yeah, very nice. You got that. It's getting blurry because it's too close. I'm gonna
hit my hand down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, do you see how I'm doing this concentric circle concept? Oops. So I'm going to do it with really light outlines to start. So there's one, and then the next one gets a little bit bigger. So I'll go around, and I just want to do this so I have an idea of where my circles are going to land. And then I'm going to do the next size up, which is this one, which my circles aren't quite as big, like around, like maybe that's not as awesome, but that's all right. I'm going to just make do with what I have and still try to do something. I think the most challenging part is trying to center the circles around each other.
No.
And just draw my really light outline. Hey, it's working out pretty well. And then I brought a martini
It's like he's
glass.
like meowing out to the world like he does.
Oh yeah,
at
like
night.
a big, like real Rocky actually does. So, and then I'm gonna do this one. I brought a martini glass because it's the biggest circle I have that I could find with without being like gigantic. So look, I have my concentric circles kind of all figured out there, and then I should draw, I don't know, like a tree or something.
Rocky, look at me right
I'm
now.
gonna reach across you, my dear, and grab some of these darker pencils that we have. Darker pencils. So we have some darker pencils over here.
I'm
Since
gonna
you
get
have
some
the
green.
black, Prismacolor pencil, and let's see. Oh, you're not using it right this second. So another thing that I'm gonna do, inspired again by some of Aaron Douglas's really cool. He does these like lightning shapes. I'm gonna jump back over to the browser screen to show you what I mean. But see this like interesting lightning strike, and then it's repeated over here in a different size. I really find that use of the shape really interesting, and I want to try something like that, but I want to do like a tree because I have a Rocky cat here. So I'm gonna try, all right, I'll jump back over to our
Now give me the black pencil.
Oh, you have to wait just a minute.
All right. I have one of the charcoal ones.
Yeah, here, let's put a couple here. These are the darkest looking ones. They're still, here, you know what? I'll just trade you. I'll use one of these.
Thank you.
And I want to try making some tree branches, doing something. So Rocky, you really don't make it easy to draw. Like, it's not like he's actually doing anything frustrating. He's just laying there being big Rocky, but you know.
It doesn't make it easy.
It doesn't really make it all that easy, right? But yeah, I wanted to try some of those like lightning-y shapes. Boop. Boop. Boop.
I'm trying to make his eyes exactly symmetrical. I don't know why I started whispering in the middle of that sentence.
That's all right. It happens, right? And I'm going to attempt to make this shape a couple times in different ways so that it resembles a tree, like tree branches, but it's also, that one's kind of fat and funny, but that's all right. But in a way that might kind of lead our eye all around. So I love those shapes, those really strong shapes. And then like something else I might be able to do is like that sort of a sun rays or whatever, like they come in from over here. And you know, we really don't always have like the most solid plan when we do these drawing things, but we just try to experiment based on the influence that we're exploring for the day.
Look at how cute it is. It looks evil, but it's cute.
Oh, I love it. It's like Peepa.
Yeah.
Peepa. Let's see. I'm gonna try a couple more of these.
Gonna make his eyes try to look a little more chill. They're like windows to another dimension.
Right?
Rocky, he's more chill than that.
So
He looks mean.
He looks mean. And I know that my little lightning bolt shapes aren't all identical to each other, and I think that's okay. I don't think they have to be. But yeah, I'm really experimenting with the idea of like some architectural shapes, some shapes you find in nature, like a lightning bolt. Well, you know, to call that found in nature might be a bit of a stretch, but
I found lightning in nature today.
Hey, can you give me that Conti crayon over there? The little square block? Yeah.
The black one?
That's called a Conti crayon.
It looks like charcoal.
Conti crayon. And so I'm going to actually use that for
Are you
filling
smelling
in
the glass?
some of my stuff here.
He's so cute.
Because it's a nice and black. And Rocky's going to help me with smudging today.
I don't know why, but my voice just then reminded me of Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Right.
I'm just like
Alright.
with Adam Sandler recently. Here. I'm not funny, but he's in my brain.
You are pretty funny, actually.
Thank
you have your moments. Alright.
Crusty pumpkin. And only she will get that.
No, it's toasted pumpkin.
Well, there's crusty.
Oh,
There's
rusted.
rusty.
Rusted pumpkin.
Rusted, crusted.
Oh, I
and
thought you...
toasted.
Anyway. Alright.
We got all of them.
I'm gonna go like this. See if my things are still on there.
Don't we have like crushed avocado or something?
I don't remember. What are we talking about?
Cars.
Car colors.
Yeah.
So another thing that we like to do when we're out and about, on our like little drives, we've been doing a lot of drives on our quarantine times.
And it's great. And you should do it.
And
So-
but we name car colors. It's just a fun thing. Like we see a car color that's not black or white or gray, any color of car, and we give it. You know how like nail polishes have names, and most car colors probably have like a certain name, like green tea or whatever. But yeah, we name car colors. We come up with our own names for colors. It's kind of fun. What do you do for fun? What's a fun pastime?
What do you do for fun?
Oh man, I'm gonna use a little bit of this eraser just for smudging. I'm not actually trying to erase. I'm just using it to smudge the Conti crayon a little bit, which is easier than my big fat finger for trying to get in some of these narrower lines. Our hands are going to be really dirty after this, I think.
Rocky.
And I actually am going to do this.
Rocky's paws are dirty, so our hands are gonna be dirty.
His paws are dirty?
Yes.
Not really.
Every cat's paws.
A little bit, because that's what they use to dig in their little litter box, huh? And here he is on our table, our work table. So I am using the eraser to do a little cleanup too. So can I use the black colored pencil again for just a moment?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. And I'm really not sure how my concentric circles are gonna work over all of this, but I'm having a lot of fun just experimenting. And you know, like we always say, when we explore these artists and learn different things, and we kind of hone in on one key element, like with Alma, what was Alma Thomas? With Alma Thomas, we really kind of focused on like the little brush marks. And Zia did such a cool little painting, you know, using that style and those brilliant colors. And with last week we had Gerald Lawson, and we focused on 8-bit style. So that was super fun. And then this week we're really looking at like the use of shapes and concentric shapes and silhouettes.
And today I'm trying to erase this, and it's not gonna erase.
That's all right, you know, and like sometimes things work out great and we get super excited about some of our designs, and sometimes they do not work out great
Do we
at
have
all.
whiteout?
Whiteout?
Yeah.
No, but we have a white pencil. What are you trying to do?
Erase what I did
Oh, why?
because it looks horrible.
Okay, so here's a thing that you can do. First, here's a new one if you prefer that. But then if there was a page, so this is actually a great thing that just happened to Z. Something happened. She loves the cat. The cat turned out awesome, but this didn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something you can do is actually cut out this cat with the scissors. We have scissors here. Cut out this cat.
Yes, the cat is dead.
Get a new blank. You can print these for free at picturethisclothing.com. And we have shirts, leggings, all the things. So print out whatever template you're going to design on. And then if you mess up, cut out the piece that you love. And I don't know if you remember, but I don't think I have it here still. On Tuesday, we did a thing where we showed the difference between fabric markers and Picture This Clothing. And I had a little cutout of me and Ken, little stick figure guys. And that's exactly what I had done. I'd drawn it on one, and I liked the way that turned out, but I didn't like the way the rest of it was. So I cut out the Ken and Jaimee part, and then I did a design, completely different design that I liked. And then I put the little cutout on top, and I used a glue stick to glue it on, and that worked really well. So why don't you try something like that? And if it's just this that you don't like, you could do something else that ends up on top of that, and then this stays. So
I don't know if you were faking that question or not, like you didn't actually mean if
which
cat
question?
Was dead.
Hello.
But we can definitely prove that the cat is not dead.
So we got the question over on Twitch: is the cat dead? This is Rocky. He's
and if you
not dead.
His foot,
Look, he's alive. There you go. See, he will play with the pencils. He's not, but he loves to sleep on whatever we're doing. So this is Rocky. He weighs about 20 pounds. He's a big boy. He's a big, sweet baby. We have
just said that he was
5 cats, and Rocky is the only one in the room with us today. But
and we might get 7. So
maybe we might.
And I'm
more.
really rooting for it.
You would like us to adopt a couple more. We have a couple more that need a good home, and
they're so cute, and there's no reason not to. So
other than help with the litter box. Yep. All right, so I'm going to continue coloring on this. Have you completed a design?
No.
I'm going to try completing this design
for the first time in forever.
And let's see, I want to do...
Yours looks so good.
Oh, thank you. I'm a little unsure about how mine is going, but I'm having fun with it. I'm just trying. I've never tried a design like this, to be honest. But
it's so weird how cats have these little ear pockets on the side.
We should do an exploration in cat anatomy.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe you should look that up and bring that answer back for us next week when we're back, huh? On Tuesday?
Yeah.
Why do cats have this little pockety fold? I bet it has something to do with form and function and coolness.
Maybe if it goes right there, it brings it into the ear or something. Cool.
All right, I need a lighter color now. I think I'm gonna go with this purpley color and start to add some color because it's been, Rocky, you're not helping. It's been very.
Put it more under him.
Well, I need it so that they can see it from the overhead camera.
Dead, Rocky?
He's not dead. He's
Rocky.
Alive and well, helping in every possible way. You're just not feeling the artistic spirit today?
No, I'm just having fun watching you. That sounds so creepy out of context.
You're such a nerd. That's great, though. All right, I need a different purple.
Oh, I'm having fun watching you.
That's all right. I know where you're coming from. And you're my offspring, so can I have the... I need the pencil sharpener. We have this manual little pencil sharpener here. Here, you can watch.
You do that really complicatedly.
I'm just doing it so we can see. Complicatedly. Yes, I am doing it very complicatedly. All right.
Okay, you did it slightly wrong, and I
slightly
cursed
wrong?
my brain.
How can you?
When you pulled it out, you just pulled it out instead of go the other direction.
I did it with it. It did move on its own. When you pull it out, it will move on its own if you don't hold it. Just sharing that little bit of information with you, so that your feelings aren't hurt about it. All right, I'm gonna get going on my circle here. My big circle, I'm using a lighter purple.
Rocky, you okay?
And I have to say, I prefer normally when we do our Picture This Clothing things, I really prefer nice bold colors. So I'm gonna go back and kind of embolden my colors a little bit. How about that? I just, I wasn't really sure what to make of the concentric circle and if I'm doing it in a way that's really
my dead cat.
paying paying tribute to the artwork of Aaron Douglas, but you know, I like taking influence and making it my own anyway, right? That's what we encourage every artist to do.
So good.
Is the cat dead? That's such a great question. Also, welcome. Oh man, the cat is not dead, I promise. All right, and then I'm gonna do this color a little more boldly.
Boldly.
Boldly. To boldly go.
Boldly.
Boldly. What?
I don't know what that was.
That was funny. All right. Whoa, I went out of the line.
It's all right.
It's a crisis. All right.
I didn't make a line.
Am I keeping my thing in view of the camera?
Yes.
Hope so. Because I'm not paying super good attention. I'm paying more attention to my actual concentric circles here that I'm trying to make, but they're a little bit sloppy. It's interesting though. It's kind of working out interestingly.
Rocky's enjoying the scribbling because it's moving the table and he's just vibing out.
He likes that.
He's just like.
I'm gonna clean up my lines here just a little bit. Lines, nice. My circle lines. In case that wasn't clear. Going right over the top of the silhouettes. My Aaron Douglas inspired silhouettes. Although cats, he did not draw cats usually, and that's
Rocky
okay.
drew them. That's a fact.
Oh, I used the wrong color in the wrong circle. No. This one was supposed to go over the middle. Can I use the white one real quick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna, white, if you aren't familiar with Prismacolors, the white Prismacolor is so great for blending. You gotta be really careful not to blend things that you don't want blended.
I realized that when I went to Arthur's Licks.
Yeah, I don't want to smudge the little kitty head that I did, so I'm going to avoid coloring over it in a way that would cause it to like smudge. But I will color over it. I will color over it within itself because it will add that highlight that makes the circle look like, you know, like it's part of the circle. You just have to be really careful when you're using white Prismacolors because it's really like a fantastic blending, or if you need to add shine or highlight or whatever. But
if you need to add shine or highlight, I suggest paint pen.
Oh, paint pen. You should give us a demo on paint pens, Miss Zia.
But yeah, if you do like a great drawing and you need like highlights on the lips or something, use a paint pen.
Oh, that's really cool. I would love to experiment with that. I would love to learn because I don't think I've ever actually even used a paint pen since I was in like 7th grade. And like paint pens were really popular for a minute, and pencil sharpener. The white one though, I used to always, in college when I was in art school, I used to always buy, like I would buy a box of Prismacolors, and then they sell the individual colors that you can buy one at a time, and I would buy like 4 or 5 white ones because I used the white as a blending tool all the time. So awesome. Rocky, thank you for your assistance today. You are just making it not simple, but you're not being that bad either, right?
He's so cute. You can't blame him.
I can't.
He's watching you, and it's.
He probably wants to attack.
Oh, and he's licking himself, and he's not an attack kind of thing, unless it's a string.
Anyway, I do
or
like
his neck.
the way that this is making it.
Oh, he's spreading his fur everywhere.
Furry
It was like
Rocky.
one of those fans where it sprays out stuff like water, except it was fur.
Oh. It's I think they're like shedding for summer, you know, they shed so that they're cooler.
In winter, they're like...
Yep, they shed the winter coat, as they say. Anyway.
Now I need to make him look less hostile than I did before.
So yeah.
That was my biggest challenge. Don't make him look hostile.
You know, I'm really proud of you for reading that today. That I know how hard that was for you to read out loud.
Thank
Anna, you overcome it. You overcame a big fear today, reading from a paper. How does it feel? I know that sounds
so embarrassing.
You know what? Don't be embarrassed by it though. Like, it's a big deal, and I think it's a relatable fear, a really relatable fear. I don't know too many people who aren't, who are extremely comfortable. I guess, who are extremely comfortable.
Gigi's one of those people that volunteers every time.
Really? So she's really comfortable with it. We should have her on. We should do an interview with Gigi, and cause she's a very outgoing, extroverted personality, and so maybe that has to do with it. Like, there's just no fear of it. But yeah, like, I remember, oh my gosh, the dread. Your palms get sweaty. Yeah. You start going, like, when in our old English class, like, Miss McHenry, if you're watching, hello. It used to terrify me. I know, she's definitely not watching, but sometimes Mrs. Tucker watches our videos. Hi, Mrs. Tucker. She was my drama teacher. So interestingly,
there's broken lead in here.
Oh no!
Look, what are you trying to raise it up?
Oh yeah, it doesn't work. So Mrs. Tucker was my drama teacher, and yes, I was in drama, and I did some plays. So it seems like like a conflict, right? That I would be comfortable. Counterintuitive almost, but like I could do plays, and I was okay. I wasn't like great at plays, and I did have like a co-lead at one point. I played an old lady in Arsenic and Old Lace. I was one of the 2 old ladies that killed old men.
I'm so good at making things look creepy.
Oh, good.
I don't mean to.
Anyway.
But it just happens.
Yeah. You made it look creepy? It doesn't look creepy. It looks really good. Okay, I want to add some like nice yellows and oranges and stuff. Like we had some, the reds and pinks. All right, I'm going to add some of these colors because I think with these like rays, I did these rays, they're really hard to see probably from where the camera is, but I'm going to
make this creepy because it's made creepy.
Oh my gosh. I was just coloring and this like sort of hard line came in. I was like, what is under here? It was a cat hair under the paper. Dang it, Rocky. You're changing the texture of my work. All right, there's that one. Then I'm gonna go darker with a dark red. And it's okay if you're doing your work on a Picture This Clothing template. It is totally okay to go outside the line. Anything that is on or outside the gray outline of your artwork gets cut off.
He's just gonna talk over you with paper.
Oh my gosh, seriously, Rocky, you're such a pesky fella.
That'll distract him.
And again with this, Deborah, hi. Deborah says, can you make me leggings? You have to design them, Deborah. We can make them, but you have to design them by printing out the paper from picturethisclothing.com. And
I will gladly design something for someone.
Oh, maybe you should design some for Deborah Barsky.
Deborah, what do you need?
What do you like? She likes music. She plays violin. Right, Deborah? You play violin beautifully. And, man, do you like pets at all? Zia's a master of pets. A pet art illustration.
Thank you.
I think you're very good at drawing. Anyway, let's go ahead and try this.
I'm good at drawing characters sometimes.
Characters, very nice. You brought something up when I first showed you. Sometimes I give Zia like a real quick run through of what we're gonna go through, before we do it on the live stream. And when I brought up Aaron Douglas's work, she said that something about this reminds me of Steven Universe. And what was it that reminded you of? And if you're not familiar with Steven Universe,
it was this picture right here.
Okay, so hang on, let's bring up the picture.
It's because of the broad shoulders.
Like the broad shoulders, the shapes of the figures.
But not exactly all of them, but just the one in the center because of the big things on their shoulders.
It's like wings or something.
It's because that reminds me of like Yellow Diamond or something. So.
And then there was this one with the stars.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of stars included in the show.
Yeah. So it's very interesting.
And all the color palettes are the same.
It makes me want to research Steven Universe and see if the artist there had any influence by Aaron Douglas at all. Like maybe it's completely coincidental, but it makes me want to dig further and learn more. So I love.
You should look up Yellow Diamond and show the people.
Yellow Diamond?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
because she
it.
has like the same look.
Okay,
so.
hang on.
It's
Yellow
not exactly a silhouette, but...
Here, I'm going to jump back over here real quick. Can you keep working on something while I find Yellow Diamond? And we'll look up that reference because I am really curious. Okay, hold on. Yellow Diamond. We have a couple of things here. Yellow Diamond. Yellow Diamond. Steven Universe. And it came up, so hang on. Oh, nice. Okay, so just something about the shoulders and the shape. I think it's interesting that, you know, like I think it's a really cool, like look at this here.
Because the shapes are like...
Let's do, oops, I'm always clicking on this one. Open in a new tab. Let's look at that one.
Oh, just makes it really small. Oh, you can do that?
Mm-hmm. Neato, huh? But yeah, like the shapes, the silhouettes, I think they're very strong. The structural, kind of architectural look of them. I can see where there is, like where you would draw that, like, hey, that looks similar, reminds me of. I love that. I love stuff like that. I think that's really neat. Very cool. Oh my goodness. Well, look at my things kind of coming along over here. I have a couple more colors that I need to integrate into this, which I think are really, again, inspired. My color palette was inspired by Aaron Douglas's, one of his murals. And
mine's just gonna keep failing multiple times.
Well, hey.
Until I do this.
Sometimes failure is how we learn.
There we go.
Right? Oh, you completely got rid of it. I want to see if there's a better yellow than this. Which one's better? Yeah, I'm going to stick with this one. And yellow is a tricky one to use around black, like a black smudgy one, because sometimes it will smear and you don't want.
Oh wait, Rocky's gone.
Yeah, Rocky left. Okay, now we just have a big pile of crumpled up paper in the middle of the desk.
I didn't even notice.
We have our glasses that were used for concentric circle making, and I used a Keurig cup to make the innermost circle. The smaller
I would just
circle.
say that's a coffee thing.
Well, it's a Keurig brand coffee thing.
Keurig brand coffee.
You wouldn't get that specific? Did I over-specify?
Yes.
All right. I'll keep that in mind for the future. Oh, don't over-specify, Mom. All right. Let's see.
I don't mean to sound mean.
Oh no, it's okay. I take the feedback to heart as feedback.
And then you make it sound mean.
Did I make it sound mean? I wasn't trying to make it sound mean.
I was like, oh.
Sometimes we don't know how we sound until we hear ourselves repeated back at us. You know, honestly, as a parent, I have to say, sometimes when you don't realize some of the things you say or how you say them until your child repeats them back to you when they're really little, like when you guys were 2 or 3 or 4. It's kind of jarring, like a jarring reality.
Yeah.
So that you're kind of like, oh, maybe I need to self-improve a few things, you know, that kind of thing. So it can make you a very introspective person becoming a parent.
Yeah, I know a couple of those things.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like one time when you didn't mean to sound mean, but you were talking about snacks and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes I sound mean, and I don't mean to sound mean.
She doesn't mean to sound mean, so it's fine.
Well, I think one of the most important things, though, is when you make a mistake, if you recognize that you make a mistake, to acknowledge it, right? Look!
This time yours turned out better than mine for the first time.
Hey. Like that, right? For the first time. Mine turned out better than yours. Slightly nicer. Well, you know what? I think I like this one. I think this turned out kind of neat. And even though my concentric circles kind of just look like circles, they don't really look as really clever and intentional as Aaron Douglas's. But it's a start. It's a first effort, a first attempt. I love I really loved exploring and learning about Aaron today, about Aaron Douglas and his style, because it's an artist that I have to say I had never really looked into before, had never learned much about. If you know, we always hope that what we learn here and what we explore here inspires you to learn more, to dig deeper. If you know things about Aaron Douglas that we didn't talk about today that you want to share, we always encourage you to type it in the comments and to share with us. It's an exchange. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead. I finished mine. Don't forget to sign your work. There was a Sharpie here somewhere before. Here it is. Don't forget to sign your name. We always say design and sign. Don't forget to sign your work, because
I snapped the pencil.
If that's all right, if you order your design from picturethisclothing.com, your name gets printed inside the hem, and it makes it a little more of a cool keepsake memorabilia thing. And so yeah, I'm gonna do that. You can also put the date, which is, I mean, today, what is today? 6/25 of the year 2020. Oh my gosh, we're almost at the halfway mark. We are over the halfway mark. Oh my gosh, of the year 2020. We passed the halfway mark.
Why are, like, for 4 years, the years have been going, like, incredibly fast for me. And it feels weird to say 4 years because it's been 4 years.
Because that's like a third of your life.
And when he told me when it came out, it was like, that was not 30 years ago, that was like
that was
a year
2017,
ago.
right? Yeah.
That's so weird. It's so weird.
There's my little Aaron Douglas inspired piece. And
It's
you
been
started
3 years.
and you did a good job. All right. Well, we had a question during our live stream today from Cabra Walker, who asked if we make matching outfits for mother and son. Because often we show the dresses. We don't always show, look how dirty my hands are. We don't always show, you know, we did do t-shirt designs on Tuesday. But yeah, we offer t-shirts, leggings, dresses, what else? Face coverings, and beanies, little beanies. So we'll probably be adding some new products in the next month or two, or at least one new product. We've got queued up and ready to go. When Ken's health is better, we will prepare that and get it out there. And we hope that you'll join us. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna say thank you. You wanna say thank you? Thanks for the hug. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you again every week. Sunday, we are going to frame a new challenge, and we'll have a giveaway the following Sunday.
Did we do something good?
We didn't do, we did something good. It's always the first thing. We say hello, we did something good.
I know, but what was this?
It was Ken's health.
Oh, yeah.
Ken's recovering, slowly recovering health.
I'm like, wait.
And so there were a lot of something's good wrapped into our something good today. How about that? All right, so why don't we say our goodbyes?
Something goodies.
Something goodies. Oh, I like that. Something goodies, like little snacks of something good. That's so good. You just made something new. All right. Don't forget subscribes or likes and follows, depending on which platform you are watching this from. We could use the support. Share it if you like it. If you have feedback or things you want to see, we take feedback.
Tuesday?
Today is Thursday.
Today is Thursday.
All the days. I had a customer yesterday. Oh, Rocky's back. A customer yesterday say to me, like, time is completely, like, has no bearing right now. And I couldn't relate more. All the days feel like they blurred together since quarantine, since you guys were, you know, doing school at home, you and Soph. And we were working from home. We're working from home twice a week. It's just bananas right now. so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. We will see you next time. Oh yeah, it's always 11 a.m. Pacific. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific. We'll see you next time.